Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar interview today. I'm Francis Seeley from the Enfield Climate Action Forum, and within our forum, we've got a number of working groups, and one is on education, and they look at how climate change is being addressed in schools. And that's really interesting. And in order to sort of galvanize that, they've created a really innovative project where they have worked with Middlesex University, and they're going to have a competition with schools, and they'll tell you about that. I won't tell you about that now, but it really is an exciting and interesting project. And we've got three people here with us today: Maggie Butt, Zoey Cooper, and Tia Needham, all who have been involved in that. So I'm going to start to ask them first, Zoey. Just tell us a little about yourself.
Oh, okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name's Zoey. I'm volunteering with Enfield Climate Action Forum for a couple of years now, and we kicked off the education group about a year ago. So I've been working with Maggie on that. My day job actually is working in marketing. So I work for a marketing agency in central London. I'm also, though, about to jump ship and relocate to East Devon, where I've taken the job as a climate emergency resilience officer. So yeah, I'm wearing lots of different hats at the moment.
Okay, and Maggie, you're not about to jump ship, are you? You write books instead.
No, I'm not jumping any ships at the moment. Yes, I have a background in journalism and BBC documentary making. I've taught at Middlesex University for 30 years, and I'm now a full-time writer. Well, I say a full-time writer, a part-time writer and part-time worker for EnCaf education, where we are very, very keen to get the message about climate change and what needs to be done into as many schools as possible.
And Tia, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Tia. I'm currently a student at Middlesex University. I just missed Maggie when she was teaching, and I helped with EnCaf by making some climate change videos for schools around Enfield.
Okay, well, let's start by looking at the project itself. Zoey, why did you decide to do this particular project that we're going to talk about today?
Well, that's a good question. So when the group got together, we had to think about what we would like to achieve and the resources that we had to kind of meet our objectives. We really wanted to raise awareness in schools of the climate emergency. We felt that it wasn't really embedded in the curriculum. It wasn't really being talked about. We were very conscious that children, students and pupils are very aware and anxious, concerned about the climate crisis. And as an education group, we wanted to give schools and pupils a voice to express how they felt, and also to give them some agency to try and tackle it. And so we thought that a good vehicle for us would be to launch a competition, and we would be able to reach as many schools in the boroughs with the competition. We could make the age group quite broad, and we felt that that was something that we could achieve as a small group. We have some connections with some schools and with some schools partnerships. We're working with the council now, which is fantastic. So it seemed like a good vehicle to reach as many children as possible and to give them a voice. Okay,
and what, Maggie, is the essence of the project? I mean, what is it that you're trying to achieve in terms of outcomes?
Well, we've been talking about this since the new year, and what we really wanted to do is, first of all, raise awareness of the climate crisis, and we're very aware that if children are taught something in school, they'll come home and talk to their family about it if it's something they get excited about. So we thought that's a way to spread the word further. We were very aware that the national curriculum doesn't cover the climate crisis at all in any subject, which is a pretty big omission. We looked at what Enfield provide for the schools, what Enfield Council provide for the schools, and discovered they do an absolutely excellent climate action handbook, which gives lots of information to schools about how they can embed work on climate change into a number of subjects. But we felt that not enough schools were taking that up and using it. So we wanted to highlight the fact that that exists. We wanted to give children information, good, clear, age-appropriate information, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to express either their anxiety or their anger or their confusion or whatever it is that they feel in a way that's appropriate for them. So we talked about lots of things, letter writing, and eventually came up with this competition for young people and children right through the spectrum of Enfield schools to either make a poster or a video, a TikTok, a reel or a video, saying how they feel about the climate.
Okay, so Zoey, you've tried to involve schools. How did you get them on board? How easy was that?
Well, in our group, we have a couple of teachers, and they've explained how time poor teachers are, how they have got so much to fit in to meet targets, to get their kids to pass exams. And so we didn't want to give them an extra burden. We didn't want to make it really hard work. And so their advice was, why don't you make a video, a promo video or an explainer video that the teachers can just put on in class. It won't last very long. It will get the kids really excited about the competition. And it will also show the children what other schools are doing. So this is when we reached out to Middlesex Uni and we got in touch with Tia, and we actually have made 2 promotional videos, which are very short, which not only highlight the climate emergency in an age appropriate way, but also have this really fantastic call to action at the end, which is, you've seen what other schools are doing. What are you doing? How do you feel about it? How you can get involved, enter our competition.
And Maggie, you used to teach at Middlesex University, didn't you? So did you have the contacts to enable you to get those videos made?
Yes, I have a good friend who happens to be the course leader of the film and television area. And so she was very happy to work with me and to put out a call. Well, Tia will tell us how that worked, but to put out a call to students to take part in this project.
Okay, so Tia, tell us how you got involved in this. Well, I got an email from my professor Zoey, telling me about the project and whether or not I would be interested in doing it. And she gave me a whole brief of what Maggie wanted, and said, it's completely up to you if you want to do this. I know that you're interested in doing work this summer. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. I was like, yes, I want to do it. And that's how I started doing it. And then I exchanged emails with Maggie, and that's how it started. So tell us what you actually did. Well, me and my fellow colleague Joanne, who also is a student at Middlesex, we were given the task of forming a crew, creating a script for the short videos, and getting in touch with the schools that wanted to be a part of the videos, and plan around them, make a schedule and go and film. So we gathered the crew, we got in touch with the 2 primary schools and the college that were interested in being a part of it. And we would go before we started filming just to get a lay of the land, see what they had to offer us, and then plan around that for the videos. And then we went and we filmed. And the primary schools had so much. They had so much to film. Okay, so Maggie, you wanted or you got it, I don't know if you planned it to begin with or it just happened, but you did 2 videos, one for primary schools and one for secondary schools. Did you think there needed to be a different focus for each?
Yes, we were very clear about that from the beginning. And in fact, to begin with, we thought there might have to be 3 for the very young children and the middle children, and then the secondary schools. But we felt very much that we wanted to use for the secondary schools a fantastic film called Our Time, which you can find on YouTube, which explains how we are in the state we're in so clearly and graphically. And it seemed to me absolutely right that we should start with that and then move into the classroom for the secondary film. For the primary film, we were very clear that we didn't want to do anything scary, that we wanted to make it appropriate to the age of the children, to make it fun if we could, and actually to focus on the positive things that young people right across the age groups are already doing. And as Tia said, the primary schools in particular are doing so much. We couldn't even fit it all in. So it would be great to do some other films at a later stage showing the full range of things that that schools in Enfield are actually already doing.
Okay, so Tia, what was the focus of the primary school? That was the longest one, and you even had someone from outer space in that. Tell us what the focus was and why you chose that focus.
Well, we chose to have Izzy, our director, came up with the idea of to make it more fun and more easier for children of primary school age to get interact with the video, have an alien that turns up on Earth and discovers that, oh, there's a lot of like pollution in the air, there's rubbish all over the roads, there's so much concrete everywhere. This wasn't what it was like however many years ago I arrived last time. And he would go to the primary schools and the children would educate him on what was going on, what was happening around, and what those schools were doing to fix it. And we made sure to add a few little like giggles here and there with the alien, maybe not being able to pronounce the words properly or wanted to interact with the bikes that the kids were riding to school every day. It just wanted to be more of a heartfelt, like funny video rather than the earth is dying, not to scare the children away. But I think we got the message across okay.
Okay, I mean, it's a very interesting video, and I think we should have a look at that video now.
This is planet Earth, year 2022. The only advanced speakers here are humans. However, they are said to be destructive and polluting.
What is this? Doesn't look like it's meant to be here. Why'd they build that? It smells really bad and it makes it hard to breathe. Hey! Hey, humans! Hey, humans! What is all this air pollution? And this stuff's everywhere.
Pollution is where we put bad things into our nature and the world around us. For example, fossil fuels release greenhouse gases, warming the air around us. And litter, mainly containing plastic, like that bottle you're holding. And we also release toxins into our waters and rivers.
That's horrible.
Recently, Year 6 took part in a protest against idling. A few of us arrived at school earlier where we held up posters and handed out leaflets. These had previously been made by other members of Year 6 in the attempt to make parents aware of the dangers that idling can bring.
That's amazing.
In Year 6, we learned about sunny schools and how the sun charges solar panels. In the day, solar panels charge, and at night they give us light. Did you know that solar panels are the most renewable energy source in the world?
No, I didn't even know about that.
A few years ago, school councils helped out the littering problem around our school. Recently, they planted 500 trees in our local wetlands.
500? That's a lot. But where can I find out more about this? Hi, your friend sent me here so I could learn more ways to fight climate change. Is this the right place?
Would you like to hear our poem about the things we can do to love our planet?
Oh, I'd love to. Can I hear it?
Turn off the lights. This is what you do. Use both sides of the paper. This is what you do. Recycle and reuse. This is what you do. Walk to school and cycle to school. This is what you do.
Keep our school and our homes tidy.
This is what you do. Turn off the tap when you brush your teeth. This is what you do.
Wow, great. So there's a lot of little things that you can do to stop pollution and help the environment. Wait, what's that? Wait! Wait! Hey, what are those devices?
These are devices scooters.
So, how do these devices help with the environment?
We prefer to ride our bikes because when we ride our cars, they release gas, and that's how global warming and climate change happens.
Oh no!
Our bicycles and scooters don't release pollution like cars do.
Whoa!
When we ride bikes and scooters, it doesn't cause climate change or global warming.
Wow! That's amazing! I should probably bring these bikes and scooters back to my planet. Whoa! 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 What are these?
This is a windmill. Windmills make kinetic energy that are renewable. And renewable means that we can use this all over again, so we don't have to use more climate change. And what is climate change? Climate change is something that makes the world hotter by other types of making energy that send out carbon dioxide all the way up into the air, and that makes the ozone layer a bit weaker, meaning it also makes the ice caps melt. And when it melts, it makes the sea level rise.
We made these by connecting the connects and measuring them so they're all the same length. We made this by cutting out pieces of paper and measuring them, then stick them with a masking tape.
Wind turbines are important to us because they can really impact our future and cut down all the fossil fuels we use.
Whoa! That's amazing! But how did you learn about all of this stuff?
Well, we learn about it at school, and a lot of the information is in the school's climate action handbook that's available to everybody in the borough. It splits out all of the climate action that the borough's doing into things like sustainable travel and nature, renewable energy, recycling, and it gives us a really good framework to teaching about the climate. And at the back of the handbook, it's got some fantastic information for teachers about how you can teach climate change across subjects like science and design and technology and maths to give the children a really good education in climate change.
That's amazing. The future really is bright. I need to tell all of my new friends about this.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you. When I first came to this planet, all I saw was concrete where trees should have been, waste everywhere around this planet, and smelly bad air pollution everywhere. But then when I saw what you guys did today, I was really amazed and I was really hopeful for the human race. You've got wind turbines and you turn off the lights to save energy, and you've got those cool little bikes and scooters so that you can reduce air pollution. I think that's pretty amazing. So, I believe in you humans. Okay. Time to beam me up. But remind me to come back in 100 years. I'd really like to see what the children of Enfield have done to this planet.
Another thing which you can do is join our competition, which launches during the Big Green Week. Drop us a message on how climate change makes you feel and what you can do about it. For example, you could draw a poster like this. A TikTok, a reel, or a 1-minute short film.
Tia, again, you did a video as well for secondary schools, which was much shorter than not much shorter, but shorter than the primary one. Why did you think that had to be different, and what was the idea behind that?
Well, we thought that if we also stuck with an alien that's come down to Earth for children from secondary school, we thought like maybe the children from secondary school would sort of take the mickey out of it a bit and like have a laugh at it, not take it very seriously. So we thought we'd make it a bit more serious, but also try and like take on a cool approach. Like, oh, it's cool to do this, to try and make all the kids, because obviously they're from the ages of like 11 to 18. Some of them might think, oh, it's embarrassing if I protest, because I don't know, teenagers are strange like that. But we did a more interesting approach where we showed the children actually doing things that were helping the environment. We had children holding up posters protesting. We had a few of them that were like planting trees, showing like, oh, this can happen if you plant the trees. Lots of different examples of what small things that they could do that wouldn't take up a lot of their time to help the environment. And I think we did okay with that as well. I hope.
No, I mean, it was a really, sharp and great video, and we'll be showing that very soon. I mean, let's look at that video as well now.
The whole planet's in trouble. Climate change is causing extreme weather in various parts of the world, leading to wildfires, flooding, ice caps and glaciers are melting, people are having to leave their homes, animals are becoming extinct. If we don't act now, we're going to be in serious trouble. So what are you going to do? Ben?
Well, I'm riding to school to make the air cleaner. For him. And for him.
I'm in the Eco Council to help my environment in my community and to make my school a greener place.
I'm planting all these trees so they grow into a huge forest. Like this!
I'm recycling so that my streets are cleaner, so it doesn't end up over there, but in the right place.
Fighting for my future on this green world. This is our fight and we will win.
Wow, you've all been doing so much to fight climate change. I can really tell you love your planet. If everyone behaved like this, we could really make the world a better place. Now, do you want to know what else you could do?
There are more things you can do to help the planet. Eat less meat. Buy local produce. Buy more vintage clothing. And making your school greener by forming an eco-council. Tell your teachers about Enfield Council's Climate Action Handbook and Climate Action Network.
Another thing which you can do is join our competition, which launches during the Big Green Week. Drop us a message on how climate change makes you feel and what you can do about it. For example, you could draw a poster like this. A TikTok, a reel, or a 1-minute short film.
Tia, I mean, when you did this, did you look upon this as an assignment for students, or were the students actually passionate about what they were doing?
Definitely passionate. We emailed the college that we worked with ahead of time asking if there are any students that are passionate about this and want to be a part of this video, please can we have them first, rather than taking kids out of lessons that just didn't want to be in the video. And luckily we did get quite a few students that were eager to be in it. And luckily none of them put up a hissy fit when we asked, oh, can we, reshoot this scene, please? Or like, oh, you've messed up the line a little bit. they're all very eager to be a part of it, and they all had a good time, which was great.
I'm sure they did. Look, I mean, the outcome of the video looked as if whoever made it did have a great time in doing it. Right, so Zoe, you've got the competition, and you're going to use the videos as a catalyst for the competition. Tell us how the competition will work and when it will happen.
Well, the competition launches tomorrow, because tomorrow is the beginning of the Great Big Green Week, which is a national green initiative. So we're launching tomorrow, and it's running from September 24th until October 24th, during which time the children can upload or send to us via email, or send to us if they make a physical poster, they can send that in the post. And they have until October the 24th to upload their entries. We have 3 age groups. So we are expecting probably more posters from the younger age groups, but we're hoping to get some really cool TikToks and Reels from the older age groups. And then we will take a little bit of time to judge the competition. And then the council has very kindly said that we can use the Culture Palace for our award ceremony. So in November, we'll be hosting an award ceremony for the winners and the runners-up in each age group.
And Maggie, what do you hope will be the long-term outcome of this? I mean, is it going to be a competition and it's over, or do you see some long-term longevity in all of this?
Yes, I certainly do hope will have a longer term effect. I hope that teachers will go to the Climate Action Handbook and will see other things that they can be doing in class. I hope that the schools that are not featured in the video will say, but hang on a minute, we're doing lovely things too. We want to be noted for it. I hope that people from schools might get together in the Climate Action Hub, which the council has, and be talking about what they can be doing together and learning from each other's good practice. I hope that kids will go home and say, hey, what are we doing, Mum? Why aren't we doing it? Or Dad, why aren't we doing it like this? And then I think that the other thing that we're already seeing, that Zoe and I are seeing, is that other areas of the country are saying, hang on a minute, this is quite a good idea. Tell us how you've done this, and we will try to reproduce this in another area. So I hope there will be quite a lot of spread of that.
And Zoe, I mean, you yourself are an activist. I mean, what would you hope will be the long-term effect of this? What would you like to see?
Well, I'm worried about the anxiety that kids have for climate change. I mean, it's very, very apparent. They're nervous, they're worried. And I think that we're not talking to them enough about it. And I think that we're not giving them any agency. And I think that by showing them solutions is a way to really try and work with their anxiety. I think that is the best thing that we can do. We can talk to schools and we can make suggestions for big changes that they can make and very small changes that they can make. And I think this is so empowering for the kids at the schools, not only for the schools, but then they will go home and they'll talk to their parents. And I think if they feel that they're doing something, then I think they will start to feel a lot better. However, I am a climate activist and I would love to see more kids out on the streets. We're obviously not going to be proposing that to schools with our EnCaf hat on, but I would love to see more climate strikes, and we haven't got that much time left. So our approach with the videos and the competition is fantastic. It's not going to work that quickly, so I would encourage kids to get out and climate strike as well.
Okay, well, that's interesting. And Tia, I mean, just to put you on the spot, is this something you would like to have a long-term relationship with us in doing, so that we can go forward and work with you on a continuous basis?
Yes, please. I think that would be great. I am one of those anxious teens that worries about climate change. I remember when I first sort of learnt about climate change back in my early secondary school years. The way that they told us was a very serious way, where it was like, we don't have a lot of time left, everything is dying in the next 20 years, you know, the ocean levels are going to be down, trees will die. And so I went to bed like staring at the ceiling like, oh god, we don't have a lot to do. So I think the more I can spread the message as well, I think the better, especially to the younger years.
Okay, and finally, Zoe, if people want to find out more about this and get involved, where would they go? What would they do?
Well, they can go to our EnCaf website. So on the website, there is an event section. So they'll find our competition in the event section. We also have written a blog post about it, so they can read the blog post. They can also hear Maggie and I speaking about it in a previous session that we had, explaining about the competition. We've got flyers that are doing the rounds and we're posting on social media. And tomorrow, the actual link to the application form will go live. So the entry form will go live tomorrow. But I think the best place to go is to our EnCaf website and to find the event there.
I mean, thank you all of you for, taking part in this, because I think what you've done is really fantastic in involving schools in the way you have, involving the university and TRU being involved. It's been a really, innovative thing to do. And
Brilliant.
it's something, yeah, it's brilliant. And I think,
brilliant.
Oh, stop it.
yeah, go on. This is self-congratulatory. Let's do it. I mean, it was really, really great. And I mean, I hope it's successful. I hope we'll carry on that relationship. I hope we'll do a lot more. We'll try and get this this webinar up tomorrow so that people can see it. And, I hope the competition goes well, and I hope that there will be a long-term relationship. So thank you, all of you, for taking part and for doing what you have done. And we'll end this webinar now.